For this week's tech tip, I want to share with you what started off for me as just an experiment, but really is an illustration of how a tool that I've been talking about for quite a while, but I've been talking about it a lot in my tech tips because it is hugely important, not just for me, but for a lot of people, and that's Twitter. And what I want to talk about is the ability of a tool like Twitter or other social media to engage learners in social construction of knowledge, even when they're doing isolated tasks. So we know from many years of research and theories and development and all that great stuff that there is some truth in the belief that people learn together and that social interaction is necessary for learning, or at least for some people and for some sorts of things, especially if it's a big concept or big idea that needs to be wrestled with. Oftentimes we need social interaction with others. However, there's all kinds of things that we do, either individually on our own for our own personal learning, or that we ask kids to do for their personal learning, that that are basically individualized or isolated. For instance, the instance I'm going to show you here is in reading a book. We oftentimes will assign a class, everybody in the class, to read the same book. In that case, we come together and we have discussions about it, and we digest it as a group. We are collectively constructing knowledge around the curriculum in that book or the topics in that book. However, sometimes we ask kids to go read books on their own, where they're not reading with groups, they're not reading the same book as their peers. But when you do that, you miss out on that opportunity for digestion that often happens socially. And so it occurred to me today that social tools like Twitter could also be used with YouTube, or any other kind of online community where there are lots and lots of people. If you go on those areas, those forums, and start talking, or basically start doing your own little book club of one. So I'm doing a book club of one. You will find community members in that group, or people that come and share with you in that social construction of knowledge. So let me demonstrate how this worked for me this week. Okay, so this is my Twitter account, and I use Twitter throughout the day to check for updates, to have conversations with people, to get ideas that about things that otherwise wouldn't come across my path. It's really just it's a community of people that I have self-selected, and in my case there's about 800 people, of which probably 100 or 200 are actually active on here, and about 1,000 people who follow me. But any number of other people can pick up on what I'm writing in here. So what I did this week, and let me go over to my profile, and I'll show you what I started doing. I picked up two books. I picked up first I picked up John Taylor Gatto's Dumbing Us Down, and then I picked up Seymour Papert's the Children's Machine. And I started, just as I was reading, I started tweeting out stuff about quotes that I found interesting in these books, big aha moments that I was coming across, questions I had, and so I was really just doing this initially just so that I would have a record of this later, and I could use this in my own work and my own self-digestion of this. But what started to happen was I started to get people to reply to this, and I did anticipate this, and I was kind of doing this as an experiment to see if this would happen. And so a lot of these people on here were starting to respond to my tweets, and then later I went onto my blog, and I've posted a summary of the stuff, of the tweets or the notes I made on Twitter, and the responses I got from other people to those tweets. And so it's in those responses and in those conversations that I was able to have with other people that lays the foundation for a social construction of knowledge that is possible because of these tools. So because of these tools, even though I was reading this book in solitude, and I didn't have anyone in my immediate surroundings to discuss this with, I have built in with Twitter a network of people, of which a few people have read this book or are familiar with this book or are interested in the topics and can discuss this with me. So I can basically create my own book club. In this case, it's a book club of one, of myself as the member, because I'm the one reading the book, but a book club via social media. This is a video on YouTube that was posted here by a 12-year-old boy, where he's trying to build a bow drill set so that he can start a fire with the bow and the stick, basically. And in this video, he indicates that he doesn't know how to do this, or at least he has not been able to get his to work, and he's basically asking the world how to do this, or what, how to fix his bow drill set so that it will work. And in this case, this student, or this kid is doing something very similar to what I was doing with my Twitter book club, in that he probably doesn't have anyone in his immediate vicinity that is working on bow drills, or maybe no one around him knows how to fix his bow drill, and so he's trusting in the fact that there is a large enough community online that if he asks the community on YouTube this question, that someone will answer. And as you can see in the comments below, he's had 58 people comment giving him suggestions for how he could fix his bow drill set and get it to work. So I'll leave you today with just a few quotes from those two books, John Taylor Gatto's Dumbing Us Down and Seymour Pappert's The Children's Machine.